Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mariam here, and today we're going to crochet this nice and beautiful hobo bag. As I'm not mistaken, I'm not good at names of bags. I think they call it hobo. So I'm gonna use 8mm hook. We're gonna need some scissors and of course yarn, which you are going to use for your bag. I'm going to use this green nice yarn which I found in my closet, and I forgot about it for 2 years, and finally I found it and I decided why not, it's gonna be a perfect bag. So I started with a chain of stitches, which are going to be like 42, 45, 25 centimeters. So it depends on your yarn and the size of the hook, how many stitches you are going to do. So I have here all the stitches, and you can see that the chain is going to be like was close to 24, 25 centimeters. Yeah, so I'm gonna add another one stitch to the chain, and then I will start my first row of the bag. So you can see that in every stitch we have 3 yarns, so 2 in the front and 1 in the back, and I'm gonna use that one in the back, and I'm going to crochet from that exact part of the stitch. So you can see I start from the very first stitch, and I'm gonna continue till the end of the row. So it's gonna be my first row. I like to start the first row from the chain this way because at the beginning and in the end, the beginning and the end of the rows look the same. I kind of like it. Of course, sometimes I do crochet from the from the front yarn, and if it is much more easier for you to do that, feel free to crochet that way. This is just a simple instruction to how you can work with this type of yarn and how you can make a hobo bag. Yeah, because sometimes it's very hard to work with this hook and the chain and this type of yarn. So be careful, and if you like to crochet more loosey, feel free to have bigger hook. So it's the end of the row, and this is going to be my first row of the bag. Now I'm going to continue to the second. So I take 1 stitch, I turn it around, and here is the first type of crocheting that I'm going to show you. So be attentive to this part because I'm going to make a little bit wider from the bottom to the top of the bag, and that's why I started to crochet from the first stitch of the first row. And this is the first type of crocheting that I'm going to use. This is going to be the back of the bag, but you can also use it for like the front or the sides. So it's very basic with single crochets, and you're going to do till the end of the row. Here you can see the second type of crocheting that I'm suggesting for this bag. It's gonna be my front side of the bag, and I'm using only the back yarn, And again, I'm gonna say this, that I want the bag to be a little bit wider from the bottom to the top. That's why I started from the very first stitch. It's going to make, like, in every row we're gonna have two additional stitches, and it's gonna make the rows going wider. But if you want to do it straight, I will show you a little bit later how to crochet straight rows. So stay with me till the end, and you can see how to do that. So this is the stitch from the front and from the back, and we are at the end of the row. So, and I'm gonna crochet from this stitch as well, so it's gonna add another one stitch here, so it's 2 stitches wider than the first row. And again, I'm going to make it a little bit wider again, so I'm using the very first row, and then I continue doing the same thing, like crocheting from the back of a back yarn and continue till the end of the row. Here we are at the end of the third row, and you can see that it's a little bit wider than the first row. The second row is a little bit wider, so the third one is going to be a bit wider in 2 stitches. So here we go. We're gonna use this one and close the row. Here is how it looks like from the front and from the back. You can see that there are these beautiful lines, and the stitches are really nice here. So guys, from now on I'm gonna show you how to make straight rows. You can widen as much as you want, but in the end, several rows in the top you can crochet with straight rows, or you can start and continue with straight rows. That's why I just left the first stitch, and I continue to crochet till the end of the row. To tell the truth, I'm a fast crocheter, but working with this yarn and the hook, it was very kind of challenging for me. I didn't work with this type of yarn for more than 2 or 3 years now, but I really like the color. I think that it's called haki, or I don't know how it's called. Just comment down below how the color is called in your language, or in English if you know the right name of the color. So here is we are coming to the end of the row, and here is how it's gonna look like at the end. So I'm just doing the same thing. I'm taking the stitch from the back of the stitch in the previous from the previous row, and I just make row with single crochets. And the last one, so you can see it is kind of hard to find it. Yeah, here is it. Yeah, you can see my struggles. We are closing the row, and we're going to the next row, doing the same thing, like leaving the very first row and continuing till the end of the row. I'm leaving this one and I'm started to crochet from the second stitch. So I'm doing this because I want my rows to be straight from now on. And again, the end of the row. I hope you guys enjoy my videos. Please tell me what else would you like to have tutorials, and what type of bags, maybe hats or some other things, maybe cardigans. I really enjoy making those tutorials, and I'm really sorry for my English. I know it's not perfect, but I'm trying. So, and this is the back of the bag, and as you can see, I widened it a little bit in the beginning, and now I want it to go straight. So I do the same thing as with I was doing with the front of the bag. So I just leave the first stitch and I continue from the second to the end of the row, and I do it till I get the back of the bag as big as I wish it to be. As you can see, I got used to the yarn at this point, and I'm kind of fast in my work at this moment. And we are here with the end of the row, and you can see like from where I take the other stitch and how it differs from the front of the bag. So here it is, guys. Finally doing the last ones here with the back side of the bag. Here is it. Now I'm going to just measure how about like how many centimeters are here. It's 16, and the wide is the same as the front, like 24/25 centimeters. It's quite not too big and not too small bag. And here I'm just putting the back and front together, and now I'm going to crochet the sides. So for the sides, I suggest, guys, I'm going to show you the third type of crocheting stitch that I like to use. I think that it's called Tunisian crocheting because it more looks like knitting but with a crochet hook. So I'm going to have like 5 stitches here, and you can see that I take the stitch from the front of the chain, and I don't crochet them. I just put those stitches on my hook and I leave them just that way. So I have here 5 hanging stitches. Yeah, so you can see here 5, and I'm just taking 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here you go, this is our stitch. And then for the second row, I just put my hook inside of the first row stitch, and I just take the yarn from the back. So, and I collect it on the hook as well. So here we have again 5 stitches, and I'm just crocheting it with the yarn. And again, so I'm gonna crochet the whole thing with this stitch. But guys, you can do it with whatever stitch you would like to. For example, you can use the stitch that we are doing for the back of the bag or for the front. So I just wanted to show you one more type of crocheting that looks really incredible and is really nice, and I enjoy this Tunisian crocheting a lot, so I wanted to share it with you. And the sides of the bag and handle of the bag are going to be very, very nice with this type of stitch, but you need much more yarn for that. For example, in comparison with the other stitches, you will need much more yarn for that. That's why I didn't have much yarn. I had just this one, and so the handle of the bag was not as long as I wanted it to be. So after I crocheted the sides, I just sew them together with the front and back of the bag. You can just use some needle if you are not okay with the hook, but I just like to crochet these parts as well. I use this type of connecting stitch when I work with granny square, so it works here also. And this is the final result, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned and stay with my channel. Please subscribe and like this video if it was good for you, and if you have any other questions that you would like to ask me, please feel free to do so in the comments down below.